Hello, I'm Juliet and I'm a learning intern here at the Jewish Museum. I'm currently studying in London for an MA in Museum Studies. My favourite object from the Jewish Museum's collection is a photograph of three Jewish brothers, the Levy brothers, who are all dressed in military uniforms preparing to go off to fight in the First World War. The photograph was taken in 1915, but I'm from a military family, so I have lots of very similar photos of my relatives from my parents, my great-grandparents, all through the ages, looking very similar, making similar poses to the three brothers. It's a very patriotic photo. They would have been taken just before the men went off to war, just in the very sad instance that they may not make it back alive, that their families would have something to remember them by. What's quite intriguing about this photo is that the three brothers all chose to join very different divisions in the armed forces. Percy decides to join the army in the Intelligence Corps. Cecil joined the Royal Naval Air Division, which later became the RAF. And Laurie joined the Home Guard. He was the oldest brother, so was too old to join the frontline services during the war. So he stayed on in England and helped maintain the war effort on home soil. There is no indication that the three brothers are Jewish. You can't tell just by looking at this photo. It must have been very hard for Jewish servicemen to keep their faith during the First World War, because particularly the British Army was predominantly Christian, and the fighting conditions were so horrendous in the First World War that it must have been very hard to keep their faith in God. Jewish men, including the Levy brothers, were prepared to fight and potentially die for their country during the First World War, and the same could be said for all European Jews fighting throughout the Allied and Axis countries in Europe at this time. But what's quite poignant about this photo is that within 30 years of it being taken, the Nazi regime had taken over most of Europe, and the Jews that had fought so strongly and so bravely for countries like Germany during the First World War were being persecuted despite their patriotism and heroism 30 years previously. The younger of the Levy brothers, Percy and Cecil, may well have rejoined the armed forces during the Second World War and would have fought to free the European Jews from Nazi oppression. This year, this photograph turns exactly 100 years old, and the continuing practice of photographing servicemen before they go to war continues to the modern day. These photographs give us a small glimpse into the lives of servicemen, whether Jewish or non-Jewish, and their lives whilst fighting at home and abroad for freedom and equality in them.